The First World War is often interpreted as fought between two major alliances, the Triple Entente between France, Britain and Russia, and the Dual Alliance linking Germany and Austria-Hungary. But this oversimplifies the alliances, treaties and agreements that developed throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries and drew the great powers, along with numerous other countries, into war. Between 1887 and 1914, Europe was transformed from a system in which well-balanced forces maintained a delicate equilibrium to one polarized by two hostile alliance networks. In 1887, it was inconceivable that a crisis in Austro-Serbian relations could have led to a continental war, but by 1914, that was exactly what happened. The Treaty of London, created in 1839, guaranteed the sovereignty of Belgium, which had broken away from the United Kingdom of the Netherlands in 1830. Its signatories were Great Britain, Austria, France, the German Confederation, Russia, and the Netherlands. A guarantee of Belgium's neutrality was also brokered by Britain. While Germany later disregarded the treaty, Britain went to war with the claim that they were upholding Belgium's neutrality. 40 years later, on October 7, 1879, the dual alliance between Germany and Austria-Hungary was signed in Vienna. Each pledged the other support in the event one was invaded by Russia, and guaranteed neutrality should one be invaded by another major European power. Italy joined to form the Triple Alliance in 1882, but reneged on its commitment once war broke out in 1914. Germany also signed the Reinsurance Treaty with Russia in June 1887. Tensions between Russia and Austria-Hungary over competing interests in the Balkans compelled Germany's Iron Chancellor, Otto von Bismarck, to move to prevent Russia forming an alliance with France. This secret treaty guaranteed that each country would remain neutral should the other be attacked by a third power, unless Russia were to attack Austria-Hungary or Germany to attack France. Berlin also promised to support Russian objectives in the Turkish Straits. The treaty expired in 1890 when Bismarck's successor, Leo von Caprivi, feared it would provoke the Ottoman and British empires. The Triple Alliance and the failure to renew a treaty with Germany had left Russia vulnerable, while France had been isolated in Europe since its defeat in the 1870–1871 Franco-Prussian War. France began to invest in Russian infrastructure from 1888, and the two formed the Franco-Russian Alliance on January 4, 1894. It was to remain in place for as long as the Triple Alliance existed, and stipulated that if one of the countries of the Triple Alliance attacked France or Russia, its ally would attack the aggressor in question, and that if a Triple Alliance country mobilized its army, France and Russia would mobilize. The next major agreement in Europe came about with the Entente Cordiale in April 1904. Having been involved in 3 rounds of talks with Germany between 1898 and 1901, Britain decided not to join the Triple Alliance. When the Russo-Japanese War was about to erupt, France and Britain found themselves being dragged into the conflict on the side of their respective allies. France was allied with Russia, while Britain had recently signed the Anglo-Japanese Alliance. In order to avoid war, the sides negotiated a treaty that settled many long-standing issues, particularly their differences in Africa over British control of Egypt and French control of Morocco. The agreement marked the end of nearly 1,000 years of intermittent conflict between the two countries. The final substantial agreement came in 1907 with the so-called Triple Entente between Britain, France and Russia, thereby firming their stance against the Triple Alliance. But in reality, there was no Triple Entente. The 1907 treaty was specifically between Britain and Russia to stop their rivalry in Central Asia. After Russia's defeat to Japan in 1905, it seemed that Russia no longer posed a threat to Britain's Indian interests, and there was no three-way agreement as there was with the Triple Alliance. Even after the assassination of Franz Ferdinand and the July Crisis, neither of Britain's agreements with France or Russia guaranteed that she would ally with the countries in the event of a European war. However, when Germany executed the Schlieffen Plan on August 3, 1914, and crossed the Belgian border, thus violating the Treaty of London, Britain declared war on Germany.